everyone, welcome to another edition of the Link Up. Today we're going to chat to 2020 Norwegian drift champion Tor Arne Kvia. Before we get chatting, let's take a quick look at him in action. Hey Tor, it's great to chat with you today. Thank you for taking your time out. It's late in the evening in Norway and it's early morning for us here in New Zealand, so really appreciate your time. Do you want to tell us a bit about how you got started in drifting?
I got started in drifting basically with sim drifting. So I was on the computer. My dad was furious that I was just sitting in front of the computer playing all day long. One day he realized that all I was playing was car games, racing, drifting, and so on. And yeah, eventually we got ourselves a car. But the backstory is that we did go-karting since I was about 5 years old until I was 17. And then we started to build a drift car from scratch, I would say.
Wow, that's incredible to think that you started, not even in a real drift car. Do you have a track local to you that helped that development?
Yeah, we have a local track. It's actually pretty cool. It's got 12 meters in height difference from start to the end. So it's a pretty cool track to test the car and so on. We can test a lot of stuff. So yeah.
So you've gone from driving in a simulator to competing there locally to last year finishing 4th in DMEC Drift Masters European Championship. That's a pretty incredible, rise to the top. How long has that taken you? How long have you been drifting for?
I started drifting in 2014. And back then in Norway, we couldn't do tandem drifting. So we had to do a junior class, which was only like single drift. And in 2015, we took the step up to the pro class in Norway.
And this year, of course, you won the Norwegian Drift Championship. That's, incredible. Congratulations. As you say, you have a huge team of people around you. Do you want to talk us through what it took this year to win that championship?
This year was... It's been a weird year, I would say, for everyone. We found out it was best for us to pull out from Drift Masters due to the current situation with COVID-19 and so on. So we thought, let's do the Norwegian Championship since it felt a bit safer being inside of Norway. And it's always been a dream for us to win that championship. As I mentioned earlier, it's always been a bump in the road before eventually winning the championship the previous years. So, this year wasn't easy at all. We hit some issues at the first round, but we managed to get our 5th place. And then it was the double round, the last 2 rounds. We qualified first, and in tandem practice before top 32, I crashed really bad into the wall, and my car is still bent and everything. But my team worked all day managing to get the car on the track for top 32. The car was barely drivable, I would say, because I spun in my first battle. But luckily for me, the other car also did a mistake, so we got it one more time, and I won that because he had to pull out, and then was just game on, and really big fight to the victory, I would say.
Yeah, I can just about feel the tension when you talk about it. Is that what you love about drifting? Is the exhilaration, or is it the close battles, or what is it that you love about the sport?
I would say what I love the most about sport is the community, the people, and everything around it. But also when you do a battle or a qualifying run or a run at all, I would say that you feel that you're almost not gonna make it. I hope you understand what I mean. That you're always on the limit, and also in a twin battle that you always think you're gonna hit the lead car, and that's the best feeling I can get out of drifting, and that's the most fun of it.
Yeah, I guess so close to the edge is the English saying for that thrill of being of it all going really well or going really bad. In terms of drifting in Norway, is there some really strong competitors for you, and do you see those competitors coming through to the European Championship as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. Norway got a lot of talent. The cars in Norway, anyone that's been in Norway for Getabil or anything knows the quality of the cars in Norway are amazing. We got some really high-end drift cars there, and also drivers. And I want to mention now Ørjan Nilsen. He did his first round of Drift Masters this weekend. He did really great, hit some bumps, but he'll get through it and be ready for next year for Drift Masters. I'm pretty sure of it. And also there's tons of drivers in Norway that got loads of potential going to Drift Masters.
Talking a little bit about Drift Masters, of course you finished 4th last year, which was incredible. And then this year they only had the one round last weekend in Latvia. Did you have a bit of FOMO? Like, did you feel like you were missing out having to watch the live stream from home?
Yeah, of course you feel it's our first ever round that we missed in Drift Masters since 2018. But with the current situation, it wasn't that hard sitting home, knowing the risks going there. So yeah, definitely would have gone there if there was no such issues in the world right now.
Yeah, all of us here at Link, totally respect your decision. I think you were one of the first drivers to come out and say that you aren't prepared to take that risk. For those who didn't see your video, do you want to just talk us through that decision that you made with work and your family and everything?
Yeah, it was a pretty difficult decision, I would say, because everything you work for the last 5 years felt like it just went up in dust. But it's also a question, like, we all got work we got to go to. I got friends, family who's getting old and in the danger zone of this pandemic. And yeah, in the end, it was, should I go there and get home and have either the virus with me or not being able to go to work and all my mechanics? And yeah, in the end, it was pretty easy choice, choosing my family and friends over drifting and be home. We could still do the Norwegian Drift Championship. So yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your work. You're a fabricator, is that right?
Yeah, I'm a fabricator. In Norway, we have a really good word for me. I'm putet. I can explain that. Well, I do loads of stuff. So I do CAD design. I program welding robots, and also a fabricator at my spare time or off work, I would say. So, right. But I'm an educated welder, though.
Okay. So what does that mean in terms of preparing your drift car? You obviously are quite hands-on, I would guess, in building your own car.
Yeah, we do everything ourselves, but yeah, it's so stressful. It's really hard to get it perfect between all the events, especially last year and 2018, where we got 2 weeks at home and then you gotta leave for another round of Drift Masters or anything. So, well, I would definitely have a car one day that's just perfect and no scratches, no bumps and anything. But yeah, we get through it pretty good. Yeah.
Cool. Can you tell us a little bit more about your build? You said earlier that it's a new engine for this year. So can you just talk us through the specs of your current car?
Yeah, the new engine is pretty exciting for me. The last 2 seasons in Drift Masters and also the season previous, we had engine problems, and issues all the way, I would say. And then we partnered up with Mass Motorsports back or over in the US, and Stig Bakke here in Norway, who has built the heads and stuff for the engine. And we just got a really good engine package. It's a 6.8 liter LS3 with our Whipple supercharger, and it just produces so much power on really low boost. And also we're running the Link Thunder ECU, which we can keep control over everything on the engine.
Yeah, and when did you make the switch to Link into that Link Thunder?
We first made a switch to Link in 2018. We switched from another brand to, we're running the Link Storm, G4 plus Storm, I would say. But for our car and our engine with all the sensor, we needed a bigger ECU. So that's why we ended up having the Thunder ECU for this season.
Yeah, nice. And you said it's tuned by Harlan Tuning. Excuse my pronunciation. Harlan Tuning. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's tuned by Holland Tuning, we say over here. And he's really local. He's 3 minutes from our workshop. So he's the best engine tuner over here. And all my friends, all of our team goes there for tuning their cars. So pretty helpful guy and a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, you're lucky to have someone like that so close to you. Can I ask, do you have your engine tuned, with it being a new engine this season, do you have it tuned just once at the start of the season and then that's it? Or does he make little tweaks and adjustments throughout the year?
We make some tweaks. We do one tune and then we do some tweaks during the season. We haven't been to the dyno yet, but we always look at the log after each run and each event, and then we'll probably adjust some of the rev limiter. When you're running a supercharger as the Whipple, you gotta really carefully how you tune your rev limiter. And that's been a lot of work, but Rob from TDP in Ireland, he helped us out massively in 2018 with that. So
Oh, awesome. And you alluded to earlier with your car maybe not always being straight. And I had a question, is your current car like your dream car, or do you have a vision in mind or something else that you would like to build in the future?
I think I got a lot of plans, of course. I would love to build. There's some on the list. I don't know if I should say them, probably. But definitely I like the S chassis, the S13. It's not as commonly used anymore in Europe for competition drifting. It's a good chassis. I don't got any relationship to it, and I think that's a good factor if you're gonna trash it around Europe. So it's a good car, and we'll try keeping it as straight as possible during the winter and next year.
Yeah, and so speaking about next year, are your plans to compete in DMEC, and what do you aspire to in the future?
Yeah, definitely next year we're gonna do Drift Masters. That's the main goal. And well, really my goals or my future right now, I'm thinking about Drift Masters. I want to take home that European champion title. And what happens after that, I don't know, but we'll definitely go for that first, and maybe we can talk in a few years and I can stay where I want to go then.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we hope here at Link, as supporters of the championship, that Drift Masters continues to grow, and we're sure it will. Who knows what the future holds for that championship? It's growing so rapidly.
Yeah.
In terms of you and where you are now, what advice do you have for younger drivers? Like, you seem like a normal guy. You started drifting on a simulator at home and you've made it to just about the top of the sport. What would you say for someone who wants to like follow in your footsteps or do similar?
I would say keep it fun, really. Like, don't build a car where you can't afford to run it. Don't spend too much time on details in the start. You don't need a really expensive car to become a good driver. So I would definitely do that. Seat time over spending a lot of money. That would definitely be my best advice. And if you're able to do simulator drifting, that's probably the cheapest way you can get practice and hours down on tracks. So
awesome. That's great advice for anyone to take on board. And are you teaching your girlfriend to drift as well?
Yeah. So my girlfriend, she is now competing, and it's been a cool road.
That's awesome.
I had definitely my doubts about her driving earlier, but this year it's really pulling through. She's been doing great this year, and it's just been an amazing journey to be a part of. Whenever she drives, like, I'm super proud, scared, like I'm shaking all the time. But it's really fun. This year she ended up 6th in the championship of Pro 2.
Wow.
And yeah, her best finish was 4th place in the first round of the Norwegian Drift Championship. So yeah, pretty stoked about that.
Oh, that's awesome. I was going to ask, is it stressful trying to teach her to drift? But I think you captured it in a nutshell there. What it's like. That's awesome. We'll definitely keep an eye out for her in the future. I think that's probably a wrap on everything today. Thank you so much for that insight into your life as a drifter, I guess. We really appreciate it, and we're really pleased to be on board with your projects.
Thank you for having me. Great pleasure, and yeah, fun to talk a little bit drifting again.
yeah, some good memories. We'll speak again soon. Thanks, Tor.
Thank you.